to them so they can, helps them stay on their feet.
All right, well, thank you for spending the time with us on this brief breakdown on our equipment and safety. One of the things I get asked a lot from beginners is a good place to start. I would undoubtedly say that before you get started, go to a pro. Even if you're dying to get on tomorrow and the school doesn't come around, your area for another 2 months, wait till you can go to a school, go get professional help, because speaking from experience, it's not going to do you any good to take the guy down the road's advice for how to get started, and then you've got all these bad habits to work through. So go seek out some professional advice or go to a school and get started like that, so you have a good, sound fundamentals to build on, and you'll come along way faster. The other thing is physical conditioning is very important. It's not going to do you any good to get to the clinic and you're 10, 15 pounds overweight. You're going to get wrecked out. You're going to get beat up. That's kind of part of bareback riding, and so you need to be in as good a shape as you can so that when you get there, you can take advantage of it. It's an event that's really rewarding. When you get to go ride against the best guys like we're doing here, get a chance to win. And the PRCA actually has the lowest membership of bareback riders right now, and so now's a terrific time to get in and take advantage of it.
I always set my own saddle. I get on a spur board and set it where I like it. And also, whenever I'm getting on bucking horses, I like to do it all by myself because I'm the one getting on it, and I want to dang sure be responsible for all that. Whenever I do it my way, I feel real confident in it. Stuff happens, but I want to be responsible for it. I don't want anyone else to take responsibility for what I'm doing. Main equipment is your bronc saddle. You got to treat it good. Make sure to take care of it. This is how I make a living, is riding broncs. So this is make sure to take care of this. It's like my baby. You always want to pack everything up real nice and neat. This is how I pack mine everywhere. Whenever I get to the rodeo, it'll be just like this. Just try to keep in a routine, take care of it. Always have it real tied up. When I get to the rodeo, I like to undo everything. Always make sure to have a new and cinch. Always need to check over it whenever you get to the rodeos and whatnot. Make sure it's not tearing anywhere. Check everything over and over again. Sheepskin, you always want to check that before you get on your horse or whatnot. You need to brush it off, make sure there's no stickers or anything like that in it. You want that horse to be comfortable. Make sure you always have good sheepskin because you don't hurt the animals that you're getting on. If they're comfortable, they're usually going to perform better. If you have bad sheepskin or something's pinching them, they're probably not going to perform the best of their ability. Latigos, they're about 6 to 7 foot, probably 8 foot, I guess. And always got to check them. They'll get to wearing and stuff. I usually probably 40, 50 head, and I usually switch because they do wear out fairly easy. Keep them oiled. I don't ride a real stiff leathers. I don't know. I try to ride them all year, break them in. Don't like them real stiff. Stirrups, you just want them where they come off your boot easy. I put the tape around there just because they won't fall out, but you want them real loose where you can get out of them pretty easy. Also, whenever I'm riding, it's good to wear a vest. We get on probably 100 head of bucking horses each year, and I don't think everyone that gets on any horses, bulls, anything, this isn't hurting nothing, The shaps, there's a lot of people make different shaps to your preference, but I like them pretty thick. I just like mine to stay covered all the way down to my knee. The main purpose for us, we pretty much have to wear shaps. Bareback riders, bull riders get away without shaps, but us bronc riders, we got to have a pair of shaps just to keep our thighs, against the swells or whatnot, where they don't get banged up. They usually supply you with a halter at the pro rodeos. A lot of amateur rodeos are college rodeos, you have to get your own halter, but the pro rodeos, they supply you with one. They'll have them hanging on the fence somewhere. You just want to find a good one that's don't look like it's gonna fall apart on you. I always just make sure I can put both hands like this. That's about the size you want it. You don't want it too high where you blind the horse, but you don't want it too low on their nose where it's bothering them. They'll start shaking their head. And always just whatever association you're in or what rodeos you're going to, just be prepared for anything. Make sure to check if they have your halters or not. There's always a good chance to have one in your rig anyways, just in case you go to rodeo without them, but most pro rodeos do have them for you. Hack reins, it doesn't matter what color, size, but you just want one that you can hang on to. There's bigger ones, littler ones, just whatever's best for you to hang on. I prefer just kind of a medium-sized hack rein. It seems like I can hang on to it the best. You just want a boot that has a good heel and fits comfortably. You want them just with one stitch. If you have two, they'll hang up more. Just want it about a half size bigger. Just where in case you hang up, you can it'll come off when you hit the ground. I use just regular spurs. I don't have a very big shank on them. Same thing, it's up to you. A lot of people have longer shanks, shorter shanks. I prefer kind of medium. The longer the shank, the more you can get a hold of them with. So I ride a little bit shorter because I don't hang up as much. One of the most important procedures of bronc riding is in the chute, for the safety of the animal and yourself. Sometimes it's the most dangerous spot to be. I'd much rather be out there than in here. This is where a lot of accidents happen. So you want to always take this real seriously and just always be paying attention to stuff. You want to, whenever you get to rodeo, you want to see what delivery your bronc's going to be on. This horse is out on a left-hand delivery, so I want to make sure whenever I get out of my saddle, I have everything let out. My front cinch let all the way out. It should be on the right side, so I'll need to move it over. Routine's real important. I always like to, stay in the same routine, and I don't know, if you stay in the same routine, it just keeps everything flowing. I just like to do everything the same all the time, where it just comes naturally, or by reaction. But I make sure this is all the way let out. You want this all the way let out, so whenever you put it on the horse, if you have it too short, you're going to be fighting for it, underneath the horse, and just causes problems. You just want to let it all the way out, so whenever you do hook your front cinch, you can grab it from the top bar and you're not digging underneath the horse. Also, your back cinch, you want it, I always put it on the second hole, just like this. Throw everything over my saddle. Now I have my chaps on and everything, and I'm ready to go saddle this horse now. Make sure, put on your vest. You just want to be ready whenever you've done all your stretching, you've done everything, 30 minutes prior to the rodeo. So now it's time to be ready and get going. So you want to have your vest. You want to be ready. You don't want the contractors or whoever be waiting on you. You just want to always be ready. You're getting on a bronc, or they have to wait for you to put your vest on, and it's your turn to go. They're not going to be real happy with you. I'll go ahead and grab my halter and ready to go. When you approach your horse, you want to come back from right here. You don't want to be coming up towards his head. You might spook him and you might throw a fit. So you want to come back here, talk to him, maybe touch him, make sure he knows you're coming. And I always lay my hack rein over their neck. I usually grab this buckle right here and this strap right here. Ooh. Then you just want to be calm, let them know you're coming, stick her on there. Your halter, you want it just right in the middle of their nose. You don't want it too high, underneath their eyes, and you don't want it too low. And then I always go ahead, grab its mane, tie a couple knots in there. And this just prevents whenever he's bucking, slinging his head, just don't throw it over his ears. It's pretty scary when you don't have a halter on your horse trying to ride it, so that just prevents it to stay on his head. And I go ahead and get my hack rein and wrap it around his neck just like this. I see a lot of people whenever they run it through, you know, their halter like this. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think it's smarter to go around here because it's not in their face. You know, when it's in the halter and it's flicking them in the eyes and face, you know, that just prevents them to throw a fit. I just like to put it right around their neck where it's not bothering them. You want this horse to be as calm and in here so he has a chance to perform well outside. Go ahead, grab my saddle. Same thing, when I come back here, talk to him, let him know you're coming. Oh. Then you can have someone, I usually do this all by myself, but if not, you can have someone help you. Hold your swells and have your latigo around this top bar in case the horse throws a fit. You can always have hold to your saddle. You know, if your saddle gets down there, it has a chance to get tore up. So make sure you have hold to your swells and have hold to this latigo. In case he throws a fit and it goes down, you always can save your saddle. That's why you have your latigos let out all the way on that side. So whenever you do get up here, you want to try to do everything from up top here. Whenever you're reaching down there, you have a better chance to get your arm broke or something like that, reaching under there, you know, in case he kicks or smashes you right there. So you want to always come from up top. This way you can get out of the way in case he starts throwing a fit. You always want to make sure you get your front cinch too. You don't want to get your back one first. Just kind of, if you rode any saddle horses or anything like that, it's pretty much common sense. But if you don't, you always want to make sure you get your front cinch before your back cinch. There you go. Oh, your back cinch, you always want to keep it fairly loose. You don't want to have it, you know, dragging the ground, where in case he kicks in here where you can get a foot through. But you dang sure want it pretty loose until it's your turn to go. That should be the last thing you get whenever you finish tying off your saddle. A lot of times, you know, they'll load your horse and then they'll have to roll your horse to the next chute. It's always good to grab your stirrups and put them back behind your saddle like that. This is what I think the best way to do it is. I mean, there's also other ways. See a lot of people, whenever they roll their horse, they put it up here. This is just see how he's kind of throwing it. You can just tell he's uncomfortable. Whenever he has it on his neck, I just feel this is another way to spook your horse and stir him up in here. So I always just put him back behind my swell. And they'll be able to roll you. So now I'm pretty much set, so you're just gonna wait around till the chute boss or the contractor or something comes up, and he'll tell you, oh, you're fourth, fifth or so, something like that. So it's best, I always like to start pulling about 3 horses in front of me. So whenever I see that third bronc rider go, I start pulling. Usually by this time, you're in the chute you're gonna be in. Just let out your stirrups, and you wanna start pulling. Oh. I always start from that side, pull a little bit on that side. You'll make sure your saddle, I always like to have about half my stirrup past the break of a shoulder. That's kind of how I know where my saddle needs to be sitting. Whenever you pull their saddle, I know there's a lot of older horses. It don't matter. Whenever you pull your saddle, you want to get it as tight as you possibly can, like if you're going to go rope a bull. You don't want that saddle slipping over his neck, and if your saddle does run back, that's costing you money because you're not able to get over the brakes. So you want to pull it where you can pull it where it's snug and you know it's gonna stay there. Once you got it pulled, I just like to run my Latigo through the front D like this, run it back, and it's tight. A lot of people run it through their D-ring like this, but I just figure that takes more time, so I just shove it underneath there. Whenever you shove it underneath your saddle, you want to make sure to keep it flat on the horse's back. And make sure it's all out of your way whenever you're spurring back, you don't get caught up. A lot of people just wad it up and shove it underneath there. Well, that's gonna, you know, put knots and stuff underneath that horse's back, underneath their saddle, and it could bug them or they won't perform. So you want to just keep your horse comfortable as possible. Now I'm ready to go. You'll always have a helper, someone you trust, whenever you measure your rein. You want the guy to have on both sides holding on to the halter or both cheeks of the horse. You don't want to just grab the halter and bend it around. You want to just make sure it's straight. You just want to pull it across there. You just don't want to reef on their head. You just want to get the slack out of it and measure, and that would be your average. You always want to mark your rein once you get your average, in case that horse does throw a fit and gets sideways in there. Well, if he stands back up, you have it marked, and you can just go ahead and roll with it, because if they're waiting a contract, you know, you're holding up the rodeo or something, the contractor's not going to be happy. So make sure you want to have it marked and be ready to rock. So now I have my average, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Last thing I'll get is my back cinch. Whenever you get, you want to just kind of at a 90-degree, I guess, angle there, but you just don't want to hawk it in them. You want to kind of pull up and have your back cinch hit their belly. Knock her down, you're ready to go. So that's pretty much it. Yep, right now I'm pretty much ready to rock and roll now. Now whenever I approach them, I want someone on that neck rope. You want to have someone that you trust on that neck rope, make sure they have a hold of it. Anyway, so I got my rein measured and see where I have it marked. I just go ahead and grab it whenever I climb over. I always have a hold through your swells right here. Put your hand on the bar and talk to him. Hey buddy, make sure you know, or the horse knows that you're coming. Have a hold through your swells. Climb down and just go ahead and set your whole butt in the middle of your saddle. I always never put my feet in the slats. I see a lot of people put their feet in the slats like that. Well, that horse throws a fit. You can break your leg or something. So always just keep your feet just down on your horse. But you want to go ahead and get your easiest stirrup first. And then you have somebody, if you need to, push him over. I kind of just ease, be careful. Go ahead and get your second one. And you're ready to rock and roll. One thing is, you want to always be paying attention, leaning off to one side in case this horse does come up. You get out of the way. Them swells, when they hit you in the middle of your chest, they don't feel too good. So you always want to be leaning off to one side in case he does throw a fit. You can get out of the way. Whenever you're ready to nod, just pick up on the slack. See, this is how this horse even moved when I picked up my rein right there. Just pick the slack out of it and nod your head. You don't need to be jumping around in here and stirring that horse up. You just want to stay calm and collective. Whenever you get your pedals on, you should be nodding your head, unless he's not standing right. But quicker you get out of here, the better. It'll save you in the long run. Won't wear out your horse, and be able to have a chance to win a lot of money. The two most important guys in the arena are out there are the pickup man. You know, they take care of you, and they're there for you. Whenever you're getting off on a pickup man, you want to always try to grab their lower hips or their cantle or anything you possibly can to get off, and you want to make sure to crawl all the way over the pickup man. I mean, they don't like it whenever you jump for their head and stuff like that, but they are there for you. I mean, if you're in a bind, that's why they're there, but you dang sure want to try to grab their hips and swing on over. Also, whenever you're climbing over the pickup man, make sure they're in their spot. You know, whenever you're riding in there, that pickup man should be right ahead of you. If I was on that saddle right there, he should be right about to the head of your horse. where you can swing across and you can get out of the way. If they're back right here and you crawl off of them, you're just kind of pretty much a dead weight right here, and that horse moves off to the right or something, or moves forward, he dang sure can get you kicked and hurt. So just always wait for your spot, wait till he's right here, try to get a hold of his hips, cantle, and swing on over if you can. A lot of times in good pickup man, they're always in the right spot and they get you out of the way, and it's real handy, real handy, I guess.
Pickup man rides in there, you know, you kind of like to do everything all at one time to make your job easier and the rodeo to run smoother. And if they can give you the rein, then you can do everything. But a lot of times horses are covering too much ground, they're moving too fast. And if you take a rein on something like that, they can't get over. You know, you need that bucking motion to help propel you over, like onto a pickup man. Basically, if it all goes right, that's great. As a rule, you just kind of pick them up as like a bareback rider. I mean, I don't like it when they jump off. Unless they're in big trouble, that jumping off business, you get hurt sooner or later. You might jump off for years, and then all of a sudden a pickup man will run over you, a bucking horse will run over you, or you'll land wrong, break your leg. It's happened all the time. It's not a good habit to get into. I mean, you might think it's cool and everything, but in the long run, it's not good.
I mean, this has got to be what you want to do. 100% this is what you want to do, because I mean, it is scary, and that's part of it, you know. You got to put out 110 every time you get on, and appreciate it, you know, because it's not going to last forever, you know, because you do deal with injuries and stuff like that. But you got to have fun while you're doing it, because it's probably not going to last that long, and